mission through the movieverse tonight. Chasing aliens, bad plots, and CGI that ain't quite right. Dave leads the charge with the captain's command. John's the rookie, still learning where to land. Shane drops beats that walk through time. Chad fixes tech with precision so fine. These sci-fi guys. These sci-fi guys.
When we are the Sci-Fi Guys, who are we? We are myself, I'm Dave, and with me is Shane.
Hey, everybody.
And that's it for tonight, right?
That's it.
No, I'm kidding. And Chad. Chad. Add to stage. Good night. I don't
There
know
he
what's
is.
going on with it. There it is. And then John, who's hiding. I can see he's hiding.
You
There it
said that Shane was it, and so therefore I'm able to leave, right? That's how this works.
Peace out, Scout.
Oh, good night. I was kidding. Oh,
But was he
There's no
really?
kidding here.
Was he really, kid?
yes, I was kidding. Good.
There was some.
We have
subliminal
2 more
messaging.
days of school left, everyone, and obviously our educators are
Loopy.
being a little giddy.
You see the bags under my eyes right now.
See the bags under all of our eyes right now that we're like, Anyway, so who picked this movie out? John picked this movie out. So let me
Yeah, I
move him
did.
up here. Yeah, the movie we are doing tonight is Annihilation.
Annihilation.
So.
Very intense name.
Yeah, definitely intense name. It was. Give us a synopsis of what happened here, John, on this movie.
All right. So part of that would, assume that I understand everything that happened in it, but I don't necessarily. So, anywho, the movie opens in a future interview, and then it intersperses flashbacks with that interview to tell the main plot of the biologist. She starts off waiting for her husband's return. He left for something that we don't really know at the beginning, but he eventually returns in a mysterious manner, and they're swept away to a secret base, which they are investigating. A weird lighthouse there has a lot of mysterious qualities. They send out another rescue team this time. Well, not rescue team, search team, research team. That's what I'm looking for. Of all female scientists who are all picked off one by one through a series of unfortunate events, but that's not that movie either. And it reveals that ultimately this mysterious area is alternating DNA. There's some weird alien species maybe working behind the scenes, but it's not really out to destroy stuff. It just changes things. In the end, they defeat it. Or do they? I don't know. There you go. There's a synopsis.
There's a synopsis.
That's pretty
let me
good. That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's talk about this movie.
Where do we start?
Yeah, where do you start with this? I'm sorry, I got something with my eyes. This movie, it's hard to talk about this movie sometimes when you're trying not to give away what you're going to rate it as. But I can tell y'all, I'm not rating this movie very well. I'll just be forewarned because, oh my gosh.
In fairness, maybe I should quit picking movies I haven't seen.
Well, the cast was amazing for it. Let's just be honest. It was a really good cast.
The cast was good, and that's what made it so. I don't know. That's what made it so so sad with the way the movie was. I mean, think about it this way: you've got Andor and Padme in the same movie, so you're like, okay, hey, all right, we got
True.
Star Wars people, here together. Oh, this is going to be good. And no, wasn't like that
Yeah.
at all. I mean, the let me see if I can put this picture up here. This is what. Where is it? Downloads. I just downloaded this. This is what this movie reminded me of. Okay.
See, I like that movie though. I'll be honest. I like that movie.
We can mute you now. No,
It's pretty funny. Pretty funny. And Julie loved it, so. And my wife loved it.
I don't know what was with this movie. And the worst part is the critics liked it.
Well, of course, that's kind of how it goes.
You know.
Well, it obviously has some artsy fartsy meaning we don't understand. We're just here for entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, all right.
There's nothing wrong with artsy fartsy whenever it's done.
Annihilation got a 79.
There's no way it could have.
Yeah, that was a little too.
And that's why I'm like, really? Are you serious?
That was a little too out there.
I don't. My problem is I don't. One, the ending was so out there, you know. I mean, she knew that her husband offed himself, so she knew this wasn't her husband, and she told them that. I'm assuming the whole movie was her explaining to a horrible. I mean, he is such a good actor and has been in such iconic roles to be. You barely see his face because of the mask, you know. Oh gosh, what was he in? He was in Shang-Chi. Golly, I cannot think of everything that he has been in. Look at that. He's not even credited. No, there he is right there. Benedict Wong. I mean, dude's been in so much stuff. Doctor Strange, you know. He was in Gemini Man. He was in all kinds. I could just go on and show more. Here we go. You know, he was in Hulk. He was in Moon. He was in, you know, obviously Avengers, Prometheus, The Martian, you know, all these good movies. And then it's like, he didn't even really get to show his acting ability.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
that's fair.
It's and I don't know what the point was for this movie. I really don't know what the point was, because I still don't. I mean, the end is so arbitrary. Okay, so he's hugging her, they're hugging each other, and then their eyes start glowing. So is she an alien? Is he possessing her? I mean, I don't know what the ending was. I do know it was it was based on a book, because when I actually watched the credits for a minute because I was falling asleep when I was watching it. And I kind of, it's like, oh, okay. And then I saw the credits and I was like, oh, based on the book by such and such, such and such. And I was like, oh, okay. So, and I wonder if the book was much better. I mean, I'm assuming it would have been, because
Almost has to be.
you know,
Yeah. From what I heard, the book was this movie was not specifically made in the same kind of frame as the book was meant to be. They really kind of took some liberties with it. I don't exactly know what, because I've never read the book, but based on what I've heard and watched and things like that, it did not really tailor itself specifically to what the book was. The direction of the book, I'll say.
I could that makes total sense to me, because this movie was out there. It was all over the place. I mean, there was to me, there was just so much that just didn't need to be in there, and I didn't understand the story. I mean, okay, you go into this mist and then you lose like 6 days or 5 days or whatever it was, but then everything after that, you didn't lose any more time. You know, so I mean, I'm talking a lot. Somebody else say something. Yeah,
I agree with your general confusion. I don't. It almost seems like there's something, I don't know, just a story I'm missing. Like maybe they were telling a story. Like, here, the easiest way I know how to put it is, it seems like they were telling a story, and I wasn't hearing that story. I was hearing the story they were showing me, right? So it just felt like there were a lot of jumps on the front facing side, Whereas behind the scenes, they're expecting me to put together pieces, but the problem is they're not really setting the pieces out. They just kind of expect me to create them, I guess, is what it felt like. So it's like, here's this jigsaw puzzle, but I'm not going to hand you any of the pieces. Good luck. Here's a piece of lumber. Go cut them out yourself and figure out what fits. And like, I don't know. It didn't really work for me. Also, just overall, the creatures, I think I would have liked to see more of that, but I also don't understand how they really worked.
The bear
from
was
a-
mimicking her, and then the one girl turned into a plant or something.
And see, this whole refracting DNA, number one, that does, scientifically, that doesn't work in real life. It doesn't. And it threw me off. That's the whole basis for everything we're seeing in this little shimmery area. And it just doesn't work. Like, okay, I get that light bounces, but DNA's held together. Like, it's not bouncing around sporadically. If it was, none of us would live. Like, we'd all be dead. So I don't get that part. Now, in the bigger picture, on the flip side, one of the things I do like is the general commentary on, like, I guess how meaningful is life in general, no matter what, you're headed towards an end. Yeah. Like, whether your cells are mutating or not, regardless of what's happening, eventually you're going to meet your demise because, your cells are just going to die off anyway. Like, okay, the ultimate end, I like that commentary. I think there's something to be said about it and how each of them are kind of going through their own things. And it's almost like that area exaggerates that, if you will. So I like that side, but it's just, we went through a lot of confusing stuff to try and tell a story about how life is stressful and it kind of sucks for everybody. Which I think we all know anyway. So like, well, I didn't need this complicated story to tell me that.
I think the term of complex and complicated story, I think is a very minimal way of saying what this movie is. There's a whole lot going on that doesn't always really connect with each other, and it jumps around. It kind of does some of the things that Arrival does, where it jumps timelines here and there and things like that, which can work. But if it's all together,
but Arrival had a full story.
It did, and this really jumped around so much you couldn't really follow it, and it didn't really connect. I felt like the animals were weird. I'll be honest. Now I know it's supposed to be kind of in this shimmer. It's supposed to be like mutated and different things like that. The bear was just freaky. I'm sorry, that was a freaky scene. It was a lot. But I will say, one thing that John talked about was the fact that all of these women were going through different things, whether it be just a lot of different things that they were trying to battle with and go through. I think about the one that had kind of the plant like growing out of her, and she kind of became one of the plant people kind of thing. It really kind of to me felt like she had finally found peace and was just like, I'm just going to surrender myself to this, and just this is where I think I can find peace. So if you're thinking, excuse me, if you're thinking about, I just lost my train of thought. Just had it. Anyway, I don't know. It just went away. So I'll move on. One thing I will say, I thought the music was really good.
I enjoyed the music.
They did an amazing job with it. One of the things that really caught my eye, and I think of the specific scene at the end, whenever Natalie Portman and the other girl are kind of in the final area. I can't even think of what it's called. Anyway,
in the lighthouse.
Yes, and she became this glowing sphere, this entity kind of thing, and Natalie Portman was looking into it. The techniques they did, where they used a lot of they took the voices and they distorted them, manipulated them, really gave it this really mechanical, otherworldly sound. It kind of sounded like Dune, honestly, like what they did for that. I thought they did a brilliant job with that. I think that was one of the few redeeming qualities of the movie, and I'll get to that later on. But that was a really, really shining point was the score and how they did things with it.
Yeah. Chad, you got any words of wisdom? You're muted then. I can't hear you. Anyway, while Chad's working on that. I think the hardest thing I think I had with the whole movie in general was it was just lack of focus. Of you didn't know where you were going to go. Like even in, I mean, you think of trippy movies, all right? Like you think of Inception. Inception, you kind of knew, even though there was so many layers, you knew what was going. You knew kind of what the plan was. Shane brought up Arrival, and there was that whole forward, backward, different time and all that, where you kind of got lost in, but you still had a story that they were kind of going back to.
You could follow
or
it
going
too.
forward to, you know. So you still had the basic story. This one, the only story we had in this one was there's aliens, or I'm sorry, there's the shimmer, and people go in and no one comes out, and we've had one person come out, and it's her husband,
Who's actually an alien, kind of.
Who's now they find out is actually an alien. So
crazy.
Yeah. Special effects on it, I think Shane kind of touched on them. I thought those were really pretty good. You know, the animals were creepy by far. You know, I wish they would have done a little bit more with that. You know, instead of just having an alligator just show up and, and then bam, bam, bam. Okay, he's dead. And then
it has shark teeth. Why?
Yeah, I know. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me now, or
we can hear
yes,
you?
We can now.
Yeah, the only thing I remember seeing about this movie or watching into it is what is it called, the shimmer.
Uh-huh.
When they first enter in, they kind of lost track of time. I know probably know you. I've seen The Hobbit or even read the books. When they get into the Forbidden Forest after, and they get off track. They're supposed to be at a certain place at a certain time. They've realized they've been off the beaten path for days. I feel like a time suck. Like it's just something's keeping them there or affecting their mindset.
Yeah, that's the part they touched on at the beginning, but then they did nothing with it. You know, to me, each day that they went to sleep or something, they should have been like, "Oh my gosh, we've lost another day, or we lost 2 more days." You know, we fell asleep and now it's a week later or something. You know,
almost like 50 First Dates.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, actually, that was a pretty good movie.
That was Adam Sandler. There you go. Yeah, you should have kind of kept that theme going, kind of like what you were talking about. If you're gonna, bring that out, like let's roll with it a little bit. I feel like,
instead of, to me, there was, oh hey, we're gonna throw this, and then we're gonna throw this, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna have this person, she was dead, but now that they just kept throwing these different aspects at us, and none of them really made sense. Here's our public service announcement. If you have not seen this movie, don't.
It's not overly worth it.
Yeah, it's really not. And as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and rate this. All right, John picked this movie, so he gets to go first.
I don't know if I want to go first ever with this. I think minimum.
Wait. While you're thinking about that, hold on. While you're thinking about that, because Shane was not on for us last week with Mr. Peabody and Sherman. Shane, what would you rate Mr. Peabody and Sherman?
Oh Lord.
Remember?
Give me a minute.
Okay. Think about that also.
Give me a minute.
While John, all right, we'll go back to John. If you're not ready, John, I will go ahead and rate mine. I'll give mine.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I had to go back and look at my ratings and just kind of gauge where I've been at on the year. To me, I'm gonna be honest, still not worse than Super Mario Bros. That one's tough to beat on the low end for me, just for me at least. However, it's definitely not as high as Mad Max, which lands it somewhere in the middle, but that sticks it at an equal level of Coneheads. And I think Coneheads at least had a cohesive comedy. And this story can't even claim any cohesion. So it leaves me in a tough spot. So for me, I'm still, I'll at least shoot it at the same as Super Mario Bros. With a half. It had some thoughtful elements, and I can never go back to a 0 ever since watching Iron Sky. So half it is.
Yeah. Nothing will. Well, I say that. No, never mind.
Okay, Chad, go ahead.
Is he frozen or is he thinking?
Chad, are you frozen? I think he froze up because all he's doing is this.
Yeah.
He's thinking.
All
He's
right, hey.
thinking man pose.
Maybe he froze up. Hold on. He entered the stage. There we go.
There he is.
We got double Chads on here.
2 Chads. Chad squared. Chad squared.
All right, Chad, go ahead. What did you rate from it?
Oh Lord, I'm glad, John. I don't know about you, but I'm sorry, but I got to go. I was about with a half, only the standpoint of me not watching it, but hearing y'all talk and how not cohesive it was. Even though Shane might be the saving grace, might be the music. I'm sorry, I don't go with the 0.
Okay.
I got it. It's just that end of Billy Madison. What I heard and seen, I didn't get nothing from it. I probably won't watch it. So
Yeah. I don't blame you. So I rated it a 0 also. All right. I would rather watch Super Mario Bros. I'm opposite of John.
Yeah, I'm not that far. I'm not that far.
Just because Super Mario Bros. Is just so far, it's so goofy that I got a kick out of some of the stuff. You know, it was bad, but this just made no sense. You know, I mean, it almost looked like they were setting it. This was a prequel setup for another movie, you know, and you're like, okay, well, what was the movie it was a prequel for? And they never made the sequel. You know, it would have been better if they would have made the sequel first and then gone back and done the prequel, maybe, if that's what they were planning on doing. But it had no, it was totally incoherent, is how I look at it. So Shane, you got 2 movies to rate. This one and Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
I have 2 movies to rate. Okay. Well, I'll say this. It has been a very long week, so I'll be honest. I had even forgotten what the movie Mr. Peabody was about. So I looked back at our ratings, and I'm just going to go in the middle. I'm gonna say a 2.5 for Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
That was a cartoon.
Yeah.
time travel. Way back.
Getting to this movie, as our resident person who usually likes these kind of movies that really kind of make you think and doing things like that, i.e. Arrival, Contact, things like that. This movie tried. It tried, bless its heart. It tried, but it failed. It tried to do too much, like Dave was saying. It tried to take so many different things and throw them out there to you when it should have kind of stuck with a few and really ran with them. Like I'm thinking about them losing time in there. That's a big one you can really run with. So they tried to do too much. I think the ideas with the animals was very intriguing, but I think it just didn't hit. And I think they tried to do too much with the bear. Just I could have done without that for eons. Yeah, it was too much. I do think though that the music itself and the genius of it, I'll be honest with you, I do think that earns it a full point at least. So I'm gonna go with a 1 simply for the music.
All right. Well, what's
Shane
next
is consistent.
I am.
Very consistent. Okay. Oh, and I took it off. Darn it. I hate when I do that. I take something off. All right. Remove that. All right. Okay. Here we go. Now we're going to get into the deep theological questions. What moral or ethical questions does the film raise about creation, life, or destiny?
Why did we waste part of our life watching this movie? Just kidding. But
I
seriously.
mean, you laugh, but how much of our time do we really waste in general with entertaining and yada yada blah blah blah? Real talk. I think the overall question of life, period. I mean, just living life, but also just this idea of what self-destructing. That idea of like in the different ways people will self-destruct, whether that's just going through life and aging, if that's actually taking action, like at what point is that self-destruction an issue? I think is what this film really raises, because everybody, at least on the search team that we see go in this time, and it's alluded to the past times, they have legitimate issues. Like their psyche vowed almost to the negative extent because they have more self-destructive tendencies. And so it's like you're almost literally sending them on a suicide mission because they kind of want it. And so it's like, at what point is that okay? If you know that, at what point ethically are you like, okay, you're a little unhealthy at the moment, let's work on that? Or is it just, no, we're sending you on this mission anyway because you're probably going to die anyway, you kind of want that, so it's a win-win. And like, I think that questioning side of it, I think it does go deeply into, and I could see where, if you go artsy fartsy enough, you can kind of dive into that. But it is a genuine ethical question of life, and it's one that has been raised even in the past couple of years. I can remember a few medical cases that are getting brought up. Even just recently, was it Norway? It was somewhere in Europe. A woman chose assisted suicide, and it's like, it's a very legitimate issue that the film addresses, like how much self-destruction is considered too far. And I think that, obviously, I think any realistically is kind of the truth, but it also raises the question of sin and how much sin drives that. Even in this film, it addressed it slightly in this idea of like, oh, maybe God does mistake. Maybe that's the problem in all of this, which obviously he doesn't, but sin does drive mistakes. And it literally has altered all of time where it does fall apart. And we do have these self-destructive tendencies, and we do, kind of want to be driven towards death, really. And so I think it has this overlying self-destruction side where it hits this secular, like, it's okay to have those feelings. Whereas realistically, from our worldview, it's like, no, it's not okay to have those feelings, but we need to understand that it's not okay because we have life in Christ, but sin wants to drive us towards the opposite of that. And so I think it poses those questions. We have answers on the real world side of it, but it's still interesting to think through those.
Think also when you're talking about the thing about finding peace. I think one of the things that this explores when you're talking about especially the woman that turned into one of the plant people, she was searching for something. She was searching for peace in her life, and she didn't have it. And she kind of found what she thought would be it there, and kind of just surrendered herself to it. And I think that one of the things we try to do, we try to find peace in so many different things, and it never really works, especially if you're going down the worldly route trying to find peace. It's always going to let you down. And you just have to really and truly, you just have to just surrender and let peace come to you. And you often find it in the most unexpected places. I know that's how it's been in my life. You think you're going to find it here, and it turns up over there. I call them little God winks. He kind of just throws them out there for you. And I think that the search for peace is found in places that you would not expect. And I think that is one thing that this movie does kind of, especially for that particular character, brings to light.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing about Ventress. When you didn't know it until when they were talking to Natalie Portman about, they were like, yeah, well, she went in because she has cancer, and she was terminal. So, exactly what you guys were just saying. She went in she wanted to face the thing because she wanted to know what was happening to all the people that she had sent in.
Hmm.
It makes me think of, so many times when you have, um, I'm just gonna use the army, for example, a general or something, and he's constantly saying, "Okay, soldiers, you guys go take that hill. You guys go do this. You guys go do this." He's del leading them, directing them, but he may not be in the front line. And he gets to the point where he's like, "No, I need to be on the front line because I need to see what I'm sending all my people into." You know, and I think that she got to that point. So, but yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I think you guys hit it right on the head. Um, let's go to this next one here. How do characters express faith, either in themselves and others or in something beyond?
I think they found it. I don't think they had it at first. I think they were just trying to figure out what was going on, and I don't think they had a lot of faith in really anything. I think that
I agree. I was thinking the same thing.
as they were going through these different things that they went into it with, whether it be cancer, whether it be a suicidal nature, whether it be loss, no matter what it might be, they kind of went in, as we said, searching for something. They were searching for that faith, and isn't that just a mirror of what we walk every single day? People are looking; they're actively looking for something, and these people found it. Now, granted, it was very much a self-destructive thing, but if you think about it, going back to kind of the overall arching view, when people are looking for something, they're going to find it. There's a quote that our pastor uses a good bit when you're talking about reaching youth and college students. He talks about how the person that wants the next generation the most is going to get them. And I think that people are searching, people are looking, and they're going to find something. So it's part of our job to show them what the right thing needs to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. All right. Let's go on to our next one. I got a new video I made. Hope y'all like it.
Indeed.
Nice.
Okay. So how are we going to fix this movie?
Indeed.
And we can't just say don't make it.
Oh, I was going to say, I have an answer, Professor. It's don't do it to begin with.
I think you got to
There's so
pick
much-
a theme and roll with it. I think you got to pick a theme
yeah.
and roll. I like the idea. I really do not mind the jumping back and forth of timelines. I don't mind. I actually kind of like that. But I think you've got to be a little more strategic with it. Less is more. I'll be honest with you. Less is more. And just pick one or two things that they're really focused on inside the what's it called? The shimmer. Was that right?
The shimmer, I think. Yeah.
Pick a couple of things in there and really home in on those and build from there. I think that's my biggest thing.
Yeah, I think you're right on this. When they go through and they're asking her questions. Okay, well, what about this? She should be answering some of those instead of I don't know all the time. I don't know. Or else you've got her maybe thinking about it, and then they flash back to what's actually happening,
Right?
comparing to what the question was, to make the two make sense. And I know Shane loves movies that make you think, and I don't mind them, but don't make me think that much. You've got to throw me some breadcrumbs every so often, or
Throw me a bone
and
here.
you gotta get. To me, I'm this is me. I'm a person. I'm like, okay, get to the point. We don't have to be living through the entire thing of their eyes. Sometimes it's okay to say to point out, okay, there's aliens, or there's this, or give us a wide view of an alien spaceship or something. What happens next? That's the big thing. I mean, if it was a good cliffhanger, that's one thing, but if it's Empire Strikes Back did a great cliffhanger at the end. Luke's falling, he's holding his arm, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna go find, then they get his arm fixed, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna go find Han Solo. And then you see the ships going off and searching, great cliffhanger, because they're like, where's Han Solo? Where is he? This, you're like, is she an alien? He's an alien or a thing of it, or I don't know, but didn't he call it something different? Didn't he call the name, or I don't know, the acting was fine. I just thought that the script needed so much work, and I think Shane said it best: less is more. You could have told the story and get rid of the whole affair thing. It added nothing.
It didn't.
Yeah, no.
I don't understand why they even had that in there, because it added nothing to the story at all.
It really did.
Well, you got to think they added all that in because all the other team members had something going on in their life that was affecting them. So she had to have something. But don't make it an affair. Make something other. Like, hey, she's done this and she's been hiding it.
Yeah. Well, and hers could have even been, Chad, even that she lost her husband in this thing and she's going to try to find him. And then it's not until later on in the movie when she comes back that he is revealed also.
Yeah.
It could even be that.
Or something. Or he comes out after she goes in.
Right.
Or something, because I'm sorry, if any of our spouses were there on their deathbed, do you really think we would be the ones going in when we saw what it did to them? We would be at their side the whole time. That.
Yeah.
See,
again,
I agree with Shane.
Not a good
less is more. If they make it a cohesive story, like something's going on. Like, I don't know, Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey. There was something. It was more in there, but you at least got the story of what was going on, not just, hey, I'm going in to see, trying to save my husband and trying to figure out what's going on to save him. And there was no point. There was nothing you could save him from. He was already dead in the shimmer. That was just a alien that copied him to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if they would have gone like the Invasion of the Body Snatchers route, where people come in and then when they come out, they're a copy of them or something. I mean, I get that would have made more sense than what we got.
I agree.
All right, so hear me out, guys. Forget less complex. We go more complex with timey-wimey stuff, but not overly complex. No, hear me out. It's great that Chad mentioned Interstellar, okay? Because I think you almost go that route, but almost a reverse Groundhog, where we get to see Groundhog Day solved, but from someone else's perspective. So the husband maybe solves his own Groundhog Day, and we see the fallout of the wife going through him solving that, right? So we just see the whole story from her perspective, and then at the end we see, flashbacks to the husband having to go through like severe trials at this point to end up where she ends up solving whatever problem we want to say. So a more cohesive story tying to whatever the solution was and whatever they were combating. But give me like reverse Groundhog Day from her perspective. That's what I would like to see. And I think this movie would work a little better.
I'll take it, but if we're going to go the Interstellar route, you've got to have Christopher Nolan direct it.
Oh, that's fine. Nolan's fine. We love Nolan.
I'm just saying. If you're going to go that route, that's who you got to do it.
Dave's unconvinced.
Throwing it out there. I agree with you there, John. I think that could be an interesting take on it. It could be.
I mean, it could be an interesting take, but it's got to be done right. I mean, and what we got was pure garbage. I mean,
it's not going to happen with whoever did this film. That much is clear.
Yeah. No, I mean,
direct this one.
The actresses, all the actresses were great. They really were. I mean, each of them played their roles really well. I thought, what's his name? Oscar, Andor. I'll just call him Andor.
Yeah, Andor.
I thought, what little you saw of him and what little he spoke, I thought was fine. It's just the movie made no sense to me whatsoever. Speaking of movies that make no sense, that might be next week's too. So I just forewarn you guys. It's a blast from the 80s. So yeah, rock on. All right. So with that, we'll go ahead and close this. Is there anything else I wanted to say? Let me look at my little cheat sheet here. I think we've done everything. Yeah.
Subscribe
Yeah.
or be vaporized.
Yeah, there we go, right there.
Indeed.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you all for subscribing, watching, listening, whatever it is, however you see us on YouTube, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever. As Shane said, hey, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Do we do this for clicks and all that? Not really. We do this because we want to just spend time with the four of us out talking about sci-fi because we're not monetized. All right. I think we have like 200 followers, and the way to get monetized, you got to have at least 500 followers. And, that's a lot of work. Trust me. My other channel is monetized and it's a lot of work, and it's just got to be something. I mean, because there are a lot of stuff out there on sci-fi. There's so much. And if you go back and look at the movies that we've done, usually the ones that are out there are the ones that are the ones we get the most hits on. The ones we do like, Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back or whatever. Empire Strikes Back, actually, we got a lot on. But like Guardians of the Galaxy, we had hardly any, considering, I mean, it of all the ones lately, it's like one of the lowest ones,
That's crazy.
Which again, and I think it's because there's so many other podcasts out there doing the bigger movies and stuff. So when we do these smaller movies, like Peabody and Mr. Sherman, like we did last week, no one's done anything on that. So we got a lot of hits on that because people are like, oh, I remember that show. I want to watch that. And it took a different take on time travel and all that. So, some people are looking for that kind of stuff. I imagine we're going to get like 0 hits on this show. So I don't know. Like I said, who knows? Because I mean, the review, the
you got people like Shane and John up there that likes this type of movie.
Do what?
What was that, Chad?
You got people like Shane and John that kind of likes this style of storytelling.
I can't help it.
When done correctly,
Well, I mean,
yes.
When done correctly.
When it's done correctly,
I stick with that.
the style of movie is not bad. This one was not. Well, anyway, we'll go ahead and leave it right there. Thank you all for watching, listening. Until next time.
Crash and burn.
The Sci-Fi Guys is an independent broadcast and is not affiliated with this movie or TV series. We would love to hear from you. Please contact us by leaving a comment below or by emailing us TheseSciFiGuys@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, or share this podcast with someone else who enjoys science fiction. Subscribe or be vaporized.